everybody, it's Brandy. I'm trying to make your job as a subject matter expert as simple as possible. One way I'm doing that is by creating an Elluminate plan for you prior to your session that either you or your producer, the person who's going to be sitting in with you doing Blackboard Collaborate, can help you to automate those kinds of actions that we do when we're working with Blackboard Collaborate. That's what Elluminate Plan does. It allows you to prepare the content ahead of time and automate those actions. So I've set up an Elluminate session plan for you, Blackboard Collaborate session plan, and I want to show you how it works, how you open it up. Once you've gone into your class and you've loaded your content with the Load Content button, that's right over here on the right-hand side, then you'll go up to File, Open, and down to the fourth one, which is Session Plan. Once you do that, you're going to have saved your session plan somewhere. I've saved mine in a Leadership Academy folder right here, and it's called Session Plan Template. It's going to have this icon here at the beginning. So you double click on that session plan template, and then it's going to open up the session plan for you. This is what the session plan looks like, and what I've done for you is I've done some different action items. The first one is your room setup. You're going to click this one prior to your class starting. So once I've opened up the session plan, before people get there, I'm just going to click on this room setup. And what this room setup has done is it's set your profile so that you can see the pictures of everybody who comes in. It sets your polling options to yes and no, and then a few other little things that you don't even notice in the background. Just one simple click. Once you're ready to begin, you're going to go up to Tools, Record, and then you're going to start the recording. If you have a producer that's with you, they'll do these things for you, and this training will help them as well. So as you're going through, you're going to have certain actions that you do. One thing that you might do is a 1-minute timer. And what I've done is I've created all sorts of different timers here and shown you how I've used them. The 1-minute timers for very quick little tasks. Generally, these are things that happen independently or individually. The way that the session plan works is when you hit that 1-minute timer, the timer starts right there at the top, and the stop timer button right here will stop the timer. Again, the stop timer stops that. You have to have stop timers after each one. It'll automatically stop. It's just the way that you set this up. 3-minute timers are for quick partner shares. So if you want them to just do something very quickly with a partner, I usually set a 3-minute timer. 5 minutes are for more thoughtful partner shares or quick small group shares. So if they're going to just be working in a small group and sharing out something where all 4 of them share quickly, 5 minutes is appropriate. For more thoughtful partner shares in groups of 2, 5 minutes appropriate. 7 minutes for small group shares, 10 minutes for small group projects. So if they're working on creating something, I usually give them 10 minutes, and then 15 for a more complicated small group project or groups of up to 6. I usually use this 15-minute timer as well, depending. And you can just use this as a guide. Don't feel like you have to, stick with these specific timers. But once you're going through your session, if you want to set a quick 7-minute timer, you just click 7-minute timer and the timer will start right there on the top. You don't have to fiddle around with it. The last thing is the breakout rooms, and this little area down here will set up the breakout rooms for you. So if you want to randomly put people into groups of 3, you just push that button right there. It'll give you group 1, 2, and 3, and it'll move everybody into those groups evenly. So if you have 12 people, it'll move 4 people into each one of those groups, giving you a total of 3 groups of 4 people. And then once you're done with that, when you're ready to bring them back, you return them all to the main room. They'll come back. You can distribute them back to that previous room. This is one of my very favorite buttons. So if you were using those groups of 3, you had 4 people in each group, you want them to go back to the room that they were previously in. You click this button here, Return All to Previous Rooms, and it moves them back into the room that they were in previously. You can put people into groups of 4 if you'd rather do that. You've got 4 groups here, and if you have 12 people, you'd have 3 people per group. And if you wanted to do randomly putting people into groups of 2, you can select this button. If you have 10 people, you'd have 5 groups down here, and each group would have 2 people in it. And again, moving them all to the main room. So that is how this works. It's pretty simple. One thing that I do want to show you how to do before we end today is I do want to quickly show you if you want to put a slide into a room. So let's say that you have a slide that you want some people to debrief. So here's your directions for your slide. And then you want them to choose 3 questions that they will then focus on. What you would do is in your Page Explorer button over, or your Page Explorer box, you right click on the page that you want to copy into the breakout room, and then you go down to Select Pages, Copy Page to Breakout Rooms. It asks you which rooms. I want to copy it into all 4 rooms, and then I want to press copy. Once you do that, if you move yourself down to the different rooms, you'll see here that I'm now in room 1 and here are my directions. That's really important because you want to make sure that if you're setting directions, people get those directions as well. If you have a group that's working on something, and let's say that they did some information or created some information inside of here that they want to share with the whole group, what you would do is you would go over to this slide over here. We're now in group 1. I am going to go to Selected Pages, and then I'm going to copy that page to the main room. So now once you go back into the main room, that page will then be in the main room, the page that they've worked on, and everyone will be able to see it. So these are the basics of using Blackboard Collaborate, the session planner. Again, all your timers are in here. When you begin, you will, before people get in here, you will press this room setup. And then when you're finished, you'll make sure that when you begin, you'll make sure that you go to Tools, record the session. And then when you're done, then you'll make sure that you hit the record button again. And that will end your recording session. If you have any questions at all, please do not feel free to reach out to either myself, or if you're working with a producer, somebody who's going to help you inside of your session with something Blackboard related, make sure that you let them know what you need from them as well. All right, signing off for now. Thanks everybody for your time, and I'll talk to you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.